Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Vitali with AFT Dispatch and A2C Logistics. Today, I wanted to talk to you guys about some of the dangers of fatigue driving. Right? Schneider released just yesterday, January 9th, a really cool article, and I suggest you guys take a look at it. And I basically took some clip notes off of it. A lot of it is straightforward. A lot of the stuff you guys know, but it always serves to remind drivers, especially OTR drivers who are spending a lot of hours behind the wheel, about some of the warning signs of fatigue driving, so you can catch yourself before something terrible can happen on the road. Something that may involve, tragic end to you, to your life, to others, and basically, it's better to be forewarned. Right? So this serves as a reminder for you guys. So I took some notes to help this go through. The warning signs of fatigue driving would be, speed variations. If you're noticing that you're kind of going up and down in different, with speed, especially on straightaways, things like that, I may want to pay attention to that. Slower reaction times. I mean, very straightforward, right? Slower reaction times probably means you're getting fatigued, you're getting there, right? Now, turning up the volume on a radio. Obviously, if you're turning up the volume, you're trying to, give yourself that jolt, right? So you're staying awake. Turning up the volume, feeling uncomfortable in your seat. If you're constantly I just can't find that spot, what's going on? If you're adjusting your hat repeatedly, is what they're saying, which makes sense. Not everybody wears a hat, but if you do wear a hat and you're constantly twisting it around, moving it around, constantly adjusting it, those are all signs, and as they call signs and symptoms of driving fatigued. Opening and closing the windows. Now, I realize that many drivers smoke. I strongly suggest you quit. That's a personal choice to smoke or not. I used to be a very heavy smoker and was able to quit. And I can tell you, if I was able to quit, ladies and gentlemen, you guys can quit as well. May make a video about that as well. Hopefully, you guys find that useful and helpful. Additionally, looking straight ahead and not doing traffic scans as often as you should. Obviously, you should be, scanning the road, checking your mirrors, checking your gauges, checking the front, checking the mirrors, scanning around, looking for, anything that might be off-putting, something that's wrong, something that your brain might catch. If you're not doing that, those are all signs of fatigue, driver fatigue. Forgetting which mile marker you're at. Now, most folks out there who drive regular cars, motorcycles, they don't pay attention to stuff. But OTR drivers, you guys know you do. If you're forgetting which mile marker you were at, it's a really good sign that you are getting tired. You gotta start thinking about where you're gonna go with this, right? Where are you gonna get your rest break? Now, here's how to stay awake during long distances, right? So especially, again, OTR drivers, definitely pay attention to this, okay? First of all, no one listens to your biological clock. Very good point made by Schneider. But we all have a circadian rhythm. Some people are, night owls. Some are early birds, right? And you need to know your circadian rhythm. You need to understand when you are at a peak of your performance and when you're not doing so well, right? Leave home early and well rested. Well, it goes without saying, right? If you didn't get rest the night before, you're probably not going to be very, you're really fully there when you're driving, right? So you definitely want to leave home or the truck stop or shipper, receiver, wherever you're at, well rested. Granted, sometimes it's very difficult to do that, considering the jobs that we do, right? Plan every trip. Now, what we mean by that is plan your rest breaks. Where's the truck stop? How many miles is it away? Where do you plan to fuel up? Do you want to take some naps possibly? Plan to, for 7 or 8 hours of sleep during your long breaks. So yeah, take naps, 30, 40-minute naps. Anything longer than that's a bad idea because you get into REM sleep and then it becomes really difficult, to fall asleep. And then when you do wake up from those, you're quite groggy. But your 7 to 8 hours of sleep is usually where most people are, right? So the older we get, the less sleep we seem to need. But 7 to 8 hours of sleep is pretty much considered optimal, works for lots of folks out there. Take naps when needed. Makes sense, right? So when you do need a break, take the break. I mean, your life and other people's lives is at stake, and that's the most important aspect, no matter who you work for and what the commodity is, right? If you're tired, you need a nap, take a nap. Like I said, anything longer than 30 or 40 minutes, you're getting into REM sleep, and you're going to wake up groggy, and you're going to have a hard time falling asleep later, but yet you'll still feel tired. But man, taking those power naps, 10, 20 minutes, those can be, a big deal, okay? And it's worth it because you'll go further, you'll be more alert, and yeah, I realize you're gonna have to pull in, find a spot, it takes time, get up to speed, etc., but it's worth it because it's not worth risking your life, right? Limit your caffeine intake. Now, I mean, if you're having to drink a bunch of coffee, Americanos, espresso shots, whatever your choice is, that basically means that you're you're using that as a boost, right? By the way, that may or may not affect your sleep. Actually, recent research that I found said that it's not the coffee that's actually making us, disrupting sleep. Now, some people that are caffeine sensitive, it will disrupt your sleep. But for most people who have a normal caffeine sensitivity, that's not going to affect you. Okay, so limit your caffeine intake. Avoid alcohol. Now, the reason, obviously, don't drink and drive. That makes sense, especially so with, for CDL drivers, OTR drivers, or really any type of driver. But it actually messes with your sleep really bad. Really messes with your sleep. So the research that I was mentioning earlier found that people who take that nightcap, they think, hey, maybe a glass of wine, maybe a few shots here and there, will knock me out, I'll get some sleep. You ever find that you wake up real tired, you feel like you're beat up after drinking? Well, what actually happens is you skip that REM sleep, and so what happens is you get less restful sleep. So yeah, you basically pass out. You sleep like a log, but the problem is you're not actually getting rest. That's why you feel beat up in the morning. So avoid the alcohol. Stay hydrated. Now here's the thing: most people don't know. I mean, you may know this, but most people don't know that by the time you're thirsty, you're actually already in dehydration. So I have a big problem with that because I don't drink enough water, and what I've had to do recently is I've had to put an app on my phone that helps me by reminding me to drink water, and then based on your height and weight, etc., it tells you how much you should be drinking, and then you can basically track that. And at first it's a little bit difficult, but man, you feel so much better because I'm like a camel basically. I used to drink one 16.9 ounce bottle in a day, sometimes less. I mean, that's horrible. That's bad on your kidneys, on your liver, on your entire system. Your skin looks horrible. As I started to drink more, I had more energy. I was more awake. Everything just started to work better in my body. My entire body started working better just by being hydrated, right? So still stay hydrated. Next one they have is scan actively and drive defensively. Obviously that's one of the top lessons they teach you in driving school, but so definitely take advantage of that. You got to make sure that you're actively scanning the road, you're driving defensively because you guys are the pros and not the drivers that are on the road that are driving, their cars, trucks, SUVs, minivans, whatever, right? Turn off cruise control. Now, the cruise control, like I said, it's not autopilot, right? That's one of the things that Schneider mentioned. It's not autopilot, but the problem is that I've noticed this with other drivers that when they get on cruise control, that hum of that engine, that same RPM, and it's just constantly humming, that puts you to sleep. But when you turn off the cruise control, it actually makes you more of an active driver, and so you're more actively involved in the driving aspect of your job, and that'll keep you more awake, right? And you'll get further down the road. Listen to something different, right? So when it comes to music, I mean, maybe change the station, put on an audiobook, maybe talk radio, try a different genre, try something else. Audiobooks is a great one. I mean, you think you might be paying attention to other things and you're not hearing, but your brain is hearing and it is learning. So audiobooks are a great option. If you don't like audiobooks, try something else. Try a different channel, different types of genre of music, different radio station. Just try something different. But again, if you're putting up the volume louder, that's a good indicator that you're actually fatigued. Okay. Now, eat light before going to bed. Schneider recommends. Yeah, it makes sense. When you eat heavy, you actually stay awake longer, and your body has to drop a lot of blood into your stomach in order to digest the food. It's very difficult to fall asleep, and it just creates problems for you. So try to eat light. It sucks to go to sleep when you're hungry. I'm not suggesting that, but just eat something lighter, and then that way you're actually going to find yourself better off. Be careful with any medications. Well, it goes without saying. If you're on medications, know the repercussions and the side effects of those medications. So if you're on some sort of medication that's going to make you groggy, sleepy, tired, be aware of that. So knowing this in advance is going to benefit you guys, right? So those are some of the things. So real quick, once again, listen to your biological clock. Leave home early and well rested. Plan every trip. Plan for 7 to 8 hours of sleep during your long breaks. Take naps when needed. Limit your caffeine intake. Avoid alcohol. Stay hydrated. Scan actively and drive defensively. Turn off cruise control. Listen to something different. Eat light before going to bed. Be careful with any medications. Okay, so kind of the gist of it. So it's 13 points there. And once again, speed variations, slower reaction time, turning up the volume on the radio, feeling uncomfortable in your seat, adjusting your hat repeatedly, opening and closing the windows, looking straight ahead and not doing traffic scans as often as you should, and forgetting which mile marker you're at are actually signs, warning signs, and symptoms of driving fatigue. So I hope this has been useful. I hope this serves as a reminder, and I hope that you will be safe out there on the roads, and more power to you guys. If you guys if you guys are looking to make more money in dispatch, or in trucking, dispatch services are available through AFT Dispatch. We're also leasing on owner operators under A2C Logistics. You guys can get more information about that at our website, aftdispatch.com/go. Again, aftdispatch.com/go. I'll post the information down below in the description box. You can give us a call at 801-448-6363. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys can like this video. Give me a nice big thumbs up. Help get this information out there. I mean, not everybody is an experienced driver. Some folks are experienced drivers, but they need that reminder. The younger guys who are just getting started, this will probably be helpful to them, because I know it's difficult to get your reading done while you're on a road, but it's a lot easier to listen to a video, and so that serves as a reminder. So maybe you guys could like the video, share, subscribe to our channel. We have lots of cool stuff that we post on here. We have lots of plans to do this, to post more videos and more informative content out there for you guys. Hope you enjoyed. Hope this was helpful, and talk to you guys soon. Take care. Bye.